I am so thankful to have Rebecca Bender here today on Legacy Lounge. Welcome, Rebecca. I'm
Hi,
so
thank you.
pleased. Yeah, thank you so much for joining us and taking time on it. I know you have a busy schedule, and so we're so grateful to just hear your insight and your wisdom around legacy. So I just want to share a little bit about your bio. You have some amazing cred. So I'd love to share about that. So Rebecca actually has a master's of communication and technology. She's the CEO and founder of Rebecca Bender Initiative and Elevate Academy. She's an activist, author, and entrepreneur who has earned the distinct reputation as a trailblazer in the field. Her specialized training has equipped well over 100,000 professionals, including the FBI, Homeland Security, local law enforcement, community leaders, medical professionals, and more. Her online school, Elevate Academy, is the largest online school helping thousands of survivors get job ready after escape. An award-winning thought leader, Rebecca was appointed by the U.S. Attorney General to the United States National Advisory Council and serves as an advisor to some of the nation's leading nonprofits and government agencies. She assists as a subject matter expert for investigations and operations across the country and is regularly called upon to testify as an expert witness. Rebecca is a highly sought after speaker, consultant, and nationally recognized authority who is passionate about seeing people transform their lives and change the world. So welcome.
Oh,
Thank you so much for being here. It's
thank you
exciting
so
to have
much.
you. So yeah, I just want to ask you the same 5 questions that I usually ask people about legacy. So I just want to know, Rebecca, what is legacy to you?
Wow, legacy to me. I think legacy for me is about building something that's going to create change for generations to come.
Mm,
And for me, that's about kind of using my past experiences as a foundation and as a platform to for change.
yeah,
And hopefully that will continue to inspire others, but especially my children and my daughters. I have 4 daughters, and so
hmm,
I want to be able to leave a legacy with them of how to advocate, how to use your past for purpose, how to create a world that we're all going to want to continue to live in. So I guess it's
that's
legacy for me.
no, that's powerful. That's really powerful. So you talked about past experience. So just what is your why story that motivated you to build legacy? Whatever you want to share of that.
Yeah. Well, I'm a survivor of human trafficking. I was lured off of a college campus when I was young. I was a teen mom trying to figure out how to put myself through school. And I thought I had met the man of my dreams at a young age when I fell fast and hard after about 6 months of dating. He invited me to move in with him. And I didn't know then, found out very quickly that I had been dating a con artist and a trafficker who was really just becoming everything that I needed in order for him to get his hooks in me and then exploit me. So after nearly 6 years of being trafficked, I had been bought and sold between 3 different traffickers. I had been hospitalized for dehydration and overexhaustion. I've had my face broken in multiple places. I've been to jail lots, and I tried to commit suicide. I just didn't. I was so hopeless. I felt like, how did I get here? It's a good kid from a good home. Like, how did I get to this situation where I'm so embarrassed to tell anybody? I'm ashamed. We just called it prostitution back then, and
Yeah.
that's what trafficking is. Trafficking lives in a world of a commercial sex industry because it is about selling a product over and over,
Yeah.
so that you and not so you don't have to re-up your supply. That's what
Yeah.
they do, and so when you don't have some of that understanding or context or language, you can self-blame, you can victim blame, and that's what I did, and just thought that I had chosen versus
Yeah.
reacted to a series of events in my life. I thought I had chose them, and you don't realize that at a young age you don't always have a lot of choice. You have a lot of reactions to two really bad things, and you respond. And so I just didn't know. I didn't know that that was going on, and
Yeah.
so after I was finally able to escape in 2006, federal investigators raided one of my traffickers' homes. It led to an eventual avenue for escape. It was not like we see on the movies at all. 2 women
Yeah.
actually ended up going to prison for tax evasion. It was not victim centered at all. And so
Yeah.
that really motivated me to figure out, how do I start telling people what trafficking in America looks like?
Right.
I think like most people, I pictured trafficking as kidnapped kids in other countries,
Yeah.
and so I didn't think that that was my situation, since I didn't see some of those same kidnapping scenarios. And that motivated me to say, I
Hmm.
want to sound the alarm. I want to tell anyone that will hear what trafficking in our own communities looks like, and how the coercive tactics of Romeo kind of
Yeah.
recruitment looks like. And so I learned a lot about trafficking. I just immersed myself in the anti-trafficking movement. And I realized that in this field, our voices mattered and they were
Hmm.
important. And it gave me a seat at a table where I got to really lean into my leadership and my creativity in a way that I had never explored, and I didn't know that I had. And so
Yeah.
um, it's been a really powerful 15 years now. I've been working in
Wow.
anti-trafficking and getting to see so much change. There's still a lot of work to be done, but to see so much progress we've made as a field, and different states that have passed different laws. And
Yeah.
it's just been an incredible opportunity to go from, it sounds so cliche because it's on the title, it's like the subtitle of my book, but to go from tragedy to triumph is like, you just don't know that you can turn so much of what you've been through,
Yeah.
and you can use it as a way to find calls to action to
Yeah.
move the needle forward in areas for change. And so um, that's been my motivator and my why. And I'm so grateful for the life that I get to lead today. My friend, we were just talking about before we started recording, she just got married and she spoke at an event fairly recently. And I love when she said, "Today I'm living the life I dreamed of."
Uh,
And that's what I see for so many people that are coming out of exploitation. It's about creating communities and opportunities that
yeah.
can help people live the life they've dreamed of. So I get to do that every day, and it's been really inspiring and powerful, and really great. I'm really grateful.
That's so beautiful. And I think just such a clear demonstration of your want to see lives transformed so they can change the world. And I just think that what you talked about as far as the whole I've heard it lover boy model, or you mentioned Romeo. That's not an uncommon thing to have happen for people, and the shame that happens as a result of those things, and thinking somehow you chose what went on there. So yeah, so
Yeah,
powerful.
I think so many of us too, we're so much more alike than we are different. Even
Yes.
though my story is very extreme and most people are like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe that you went through all that." The reality is all of us have been hurt by someone. We've
Yep.
been embarrassed. We've done something we're ashamed of. We've made,
Yep.
a quote unquote choice that we're not proud of. Many of us have been, tricked or betrayed by someone that
Yep.
we trusted. And so all of those feelings, I think we all can relate to. Some may go
Absolutely.
more extreme than others, but the reality is finding redemption and hope and purpose from our lived experiences. I think is something that we all can relate to. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you mentioned 15 years of working into the industry and leaning into your creativity. So do you want to share a little bit about what you're doing right now that you hope will affect not only this generation, but future generations?
yeah, well, you got to share in my bio. We run an online school called Elevate Academy that
Yeah.
helps survivors get job ready and really do a lot of career exploration. And I love that. I love some of the projects we're rolling out this year is a lot more trainings and certifications for nonprofits and how they can get
Awesome.
they can do survivor inclusion in their work. We also are launching chapters where everyone who's been online in these cohorts for years
Hmm.
now get to meet in person in different cities and have support groups.
Ah,
And so that's been really fun. But my most exciting project is I just got accepted into UCLA's film school for the producers
that's
track. And
amazing.
yeah, I've been working on using entertainment as a tool to shape culture. I have a docu-series that we've been working on and a scripted project I've been working on. And so I've learned in the last 15 years that I really love to tell story and all
Hmm.
different mediums. So I hope that some of the projects I'm working on that will create legacy and change are going to be giving the world something other than Taken,
Yeah.
other than the movie Taken with Liam Neeson,
Yeah.
to better identify, what this looks like in communities and in a way that's authentic,
Yeah.
and include survivor voices in a way they're going to be proud of and see themselves represented in that story.
Yeah.
So we'll see what comes from all of these ideas about storytelling on the screen. But so far, I've loved writing different screenplays and
Yeah.
helping involve survivors. So I'm excited to see where it continues to go.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's been fun.
storytelling is so powerful. And I think we with film, we slip into this place where our guard kind of comes down and we're able to identify with the in compassion with the characters. And I think it allows us to position ourselves to see paradigms and the world in a different way. And so that's amazing.
Yes,
So
it's so
exciting.
true. I heard someone say, write a story where you make the viewer fall in love with your character
Yes.
and then put that character in a situation that's really hard to make a decision and your viewer will lean in. And I
Yes.
love that picture of like, instead of just teaching from a theoretical or data driven kind of, base
Yep.
point, to be able to
Mhm.
say, to paint this picture of the difficulty of finding yourself in a situation that's hard to navigate,
Mhm.
and letting the viewer think, what would I do and how would I respond? And it creates so much more empathy
Yeah.
when you know also just context and backstory, and then you see someone in a situation that's difficult to navigate.
Yeah.
It helps you to empathize with people more.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So question number 4 is, what keeps you up at night and what would you like to see changed?
Oh, what keeps me up at night? Funding. Funding keeps me up at
Okay.
night.
Yeah. No, that's a good
Just being
response.
real. Running a
Yeah.
nonprofit is a lot more work than people realize, and it takes a
Mhm.
lot of resources to ensure that our staff are paid and that they
Yeah.
provide the services, all of our faculty, all of the admin, all the operations, taxes. There's just so many things that
Yeah.
go into operating a nonprofit that I didn't realize until I started doing it. And so I think just building a company, whether it's for profit or nonprofit,
Yeah.
isn't easy. And so
Yeah.
making sure your systems are worked out and efficient, and your operations run smooth, and everyone's paid a fair living wage. It's really
Yeah.
for us a priority. And you learn a lot. You learn as you go. Like, oh, that system wasn't as efficient as I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Let's find a new way. And so really, as an entrepreneur, I think what keeps me up at night is just building a company that runs well, that works well, that
Yeah.
is full of integrity, and that we're doing our best to really serve the people in a way that's efficient and impactful. So
Yes.
it's always about like, is that technology really working? You wake up
Yeah.
in the night like, did I get that grant in on time? Did I?
Yes.
Those are kinds
Yeah.
of things that
Well, there's so many moving parts, right?
there
And your
are.
heart is to see impact. And in order to do that, well, that means there has to be systems in place to support that doesn't keep you up at night all the time.
Yes, yeah. Yeah,
So
it is an interesting mix of the creativity of creating a program that's really beneficial and built off your purpose, and you can see ideas of how to be innovative and move the needle forward, and the operations and systems of actually making those things happen. It's
yeah.
kind of juggling both of those hats at all times, and it's not easy, but and we don't always get it right. But those are the things that keep me up, is just how do you build in a really impactful way.
Yeah. But you've been in it for a little while and there's success. So yeah,
Yeah.
you're doing a good job.
Thank you. Yeah.
So question number 5, what do you imagine is possible? What do you dream about?
Oh, well, I mean, for me personally, I imagine being able to work on these, different entertainment projects, and what
Yep.
could be possible is making real true impact. I see some incredible movies and documentaries out there on trafficking.
Yep.
And when I see them, I look at I look at the producer credits, and I think, why not me?
Mhm.
Why not me? Everyone
Yeah.
starts somewhere. Those people started somewhere too. They learned how to do it. They learned how to put together their cinematographer and their,
Yeah.
and the funding. And so part of me a few years ago started just saying, why not me? Why not? Everyone started somewhere. And so when I carry that dream for myself, I hope that I can instill that into all the people in our school, or anyone that kind of follows
Yeah.
along in our work. It's like, why not you? Dream
Yeah.
big, dream for anything possible. What makes your heart sing? What makes it come
Uh,
alive? And then jump for it. Like, don't live with regrets. Jump for everything that you could possibly imagine doing in your life. And if it doesn't work out, at least you tried. But
yeah.
I think living with the regret of not knowing is too intense for me. And
Yeah.
sometimes with survivors, I say there's nothing worse you've already lived through. So try it.
Yeah.
Try being a filmmaker, try becoming an artist, try being a spoken word poet, try running a successful accounting firm, whatever it is that you love,
Yes.
try it. You've lived through worse than
Yeah.
something failing. And why not you? Everyone
Yeah.
starts somewhere. Why not you? So that's what I hope for everyone, is that they can dream big and live with no regrets.
That's beautiful. I love that. And so agree with that position. So if people want to follow your journey or get involved financially, what's your IG handle? What's your website? What's the best way to connect with you and stream funds towards what you're doing? So why don't you share that?
Absolutely. Yeah, my Instagram is I'm Rebecca Bender, and our nonprofit's Instagram is Rebecca Bender Initiative. You can follow along both of those to learn more about just my personal life and my story, but also about the nonprofit and all the projects and work we're doing. Our website, RebeccaBenderInitiative.com, kind of links out to Elevate Academy, and all of our resources are on there, our e-courses, our books, recommendations for documentaries and movies and books to read. So there's lots of resources out there. We love teaching people what trafficking looks like and how they can get involved in any small or large amount that they want, whether it's following along on an Instagram so you can share accurate data, all the way to becoming a volunteer and getting involved or turning your career into that. We want to help point people in whatever direction they become passionate about in social justice work.
Awesome. That's amazing. So thank you so much for being with the Legacy Lounge. We so appreciate what you're doing. I love big dreams, and I've loved to be able to support you by way of following you on Instagram and interacting and financially. So
And thank you. Good. Thanks for sharing your platform and letting us share kind of what we're doing. It's always we're just always honored to be able to partner with people that want to help spread the word and get the message of hope and legacy out. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Really appreciate it.